I've been being canceled for like 4 years, 5 years. Like the tactics that have been used throughout the entire pandemic and stuff like that, I've seen for years. Basically, the second you start talking about people losing weight, especially like the blunt truths about people needing to lose weight, it gets to be very clear. I've been called a racist because I said people shouldn't be obese for years now. I've been called everything from a xenophobe, transphobe, racist, everything like that. So all the tactics that we're seeing now with cancel culture, I was very used to ahead of time. I had accounts deleted and mass reported and stuff like that well before other people had to experience it in early 2020. I've lost my first my first large Instagram account, I think in like midway through 2019, when just for pretty much saying that I made a video about some lady who was trying to say that there's nothing wrong with being 350 pounds or something like that. It's perfectly healthy. I mean, just the societal lies that we tell ourselves nowadays. And I don't want to get you canceled, so if I step out of line, feel free to edit shit out. But
It's okay. Yeah.
I just, to me, I would rather be hated for trying to help people realize the plight that a lot of society is in right now, and be able to look myself in the mirror than to cower as a lot of people do and try to protect my popularity and stuff like that. Like when the pandemic hit, we were growing about 1,000 subscribers, every other day on YouTube, and I refused to kowtow to the thought that we shouldn't be losing weight and we should give up rights and things like that. So when I said that, I immediately lost like 25,000 subscribers within
Oh
a
my
month.
God.
And but what can you do? I mean, and I've been shadow banned. I had a second large YouTube channel, almost 60,000 subscribers, that got deleted, uh, or midway through 2020, because that's where I started putting all of my my thoughts on that. It
Was that the Every Damn Day Fitness channel?
No, that was, in my opinion, of course, channel. I changed the name of my YouTube channel
Oh,
from Every Damn
okay.
Day Fitness to
Mm,
Alan Roberts, just because I want to talk about more things than just fitness.
mm,
I think the term fitness nowadays is convoluted, very convoluted, with people that, and you have to excuse me, I see I have cat hair all over me. My cat was just getting some love earlier. But I think it's very convoluted with people just trying to build bigger biceps and gains and all that stuff. And don't get me wrong, all that stuff is great, but that's not true wellness and health.
mm.
Fitness has been more associated with athleticism than it has anything like that. And it's not that I don't train that way. I train very athletically. I enjoy it. But health is managing your cardiorespiratory efficiency, your weight, your blood pressure, your stress levels, your cortisol levels, your natural hormone levels, and those sorts of things. And I just think that society has gotten well past that. I do think that it's pandering on both sides almost.
Mm.
So that's why I changed the name on that. But about getting canceled, I also have this like odd thing. People, in a world where everybody's fake, I wish this was a character sometimes. Um, like people that meet me in real life are almost. I often hear like, "Wow, you're exactly like you are on camera,"
Mm.
and it's rare for them because I don't play a character. This is just my wife and I could like call it. We've monetized my social awkwardness and my quirks. I have ADHD, and I'm all over the place a lot, and I can't not speak my mind on this.
Mm.
It's going to come. If I'm going to be speaking in public, it's going to be coming out. So,
Yeah.
but
So,
that's basically right.
do you have you seen that you're obviously a bit older than I am? I feel like most of my growing up, the world has always looked like this for me. Like people have been afraid to speak their mind, and you can't say anything without, you have to be careful what you say because people are gonna attack you. How have you seen, like, when you were younger, was the world a bit different?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm going to be 51 soon, so I'm definitely old enough to be your dad. Uh, and I grew up the way I talk, honestly, is how me and my friends spoke to each other all the time. Like the meanest shit that I think's ever been said to me has been by some of my best friends, and my family. Like I mean, At one point, my dad has called me, at one point in time, called me straight up fucking fat a couple times, you know, and my
Wow.
dad's fat himself. So, you know, like, but to me, that's almost love. Like, I mean, like, you're being truthful with somebody is caring about somebody way more than what your generation is societal lies. Your generation is built off of everybody needs to be super nice to each other. Like, you guys,
Mm-hmm.
your generation openly lies straight to each other's
Yep.
faces. Like in in the gear of being nice to each other, which is very strange because like say you run across a person who is morbidly obese, like very 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 large, 400 pounds. You saying they're fine, they know that you're lying to them, and you know that they know that you're lying to them, but it is demanded out of you for because of the way the generations have developed.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel bad for like I feel bad for your generation mostly. Like you're in your early 20s, I'd imagine.
Yeah, 23. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your generation's like screw fucked because the demands of you guys are lying to each other completely devoid you of any like social contract of trusting each other. Like there's no trust amongst you.
Mm.
That's why you'll see like and I call it the horde. The horde will cancel people that are part of their own horde. Like that's why they're going after. Like right now, they'll go after anybody that's not pro the war right now. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
even if the person was you know pro trans, pro gay, like and don't get me wrong, I personally have no issues with a lot of these social issues. That's another really weird thing. My generation had like accepted all this shit. A lot of this shit was put to bed that's been stirred up by, I think, politics and social conditioning for your generation to then be sold on. Like homosexuality was kind of like most of my generation has been like, why the fuck aren't we already there? Like, I don't know if you're too young to remember, you probably are, but Obama was against gay marriage for a long time. He just came
Wow.
out again. He came out pro gay marriage towards the very end of his terms, and a lot of people seem to forget that. But he was very against gay marriage for a long time.
Hmm. I didn't
And
actually know that.
oh, you did not? No, he
No.
was he. It was only in his second term, towards the end of it, that he like said like we should allow these people to get married. And are you
Wow.
married?
Okay.
Like who? Oh yeah, like it's and this is all stuff that again like and I challenge everybody to this. Anytime I ever say something, I challenge anybody to please do the research, go back and look up whatever I say, because to me that's knowledge. If you can prove me wrong, great, absolutely.
Mm.
But I normally try to stay well in the realms of facts, data, statistics, that sort of thing too. But I just find it very odd because I know that we were waiting for them to get there faster. Like, just like, let's put this shit to bed. I grew up listening to artists like Queen and, and like we had prominent gay people in the forefront of society. I didn't understand, like, like actual people from my generation, we don't give a shit.
Mm.
Like love who you want to love, leave me alone. Like my generation wants to be left the fuck alone.
Yeah.
More than anything, like we just want to be left alone. Leave me alone to have my like to do my thing, you know? And your generation's very not that way. They need people to agree with them, whether
Hmm.
it affects them or not. I find that just so strange. You
This
know,
is something I think about often, and I just can't figure out why the world is this way. Like, how did
well, it's
it come
easy.
about?
In my mind, it's easy manipulation. Like the more hypersensitive people are to every little thing, the easier it is to be guided. I mean, if you look at
Mm.
media right now, we used to have news. Now we have media.
Mm.
And that's the big difference. News is just the reporting of the facts, and then people base their opinion based on the facts, which is what should happen. That's how people have informed consent and informed opinion. Now we don't have informed opinion. We have guided thought. And that is a very seriously poor aspect of society, but that's what you guys have grown up on. And my generation is the generation that allowed it to happen. It is unfortunate, and it happened because we just didn't give a fuck.
Mm.
Like we just wanted to be left the fuck alone, you
Mm.
know. And because of that, we weren't paying attention, I guess. And now the media can literally tell people, "Here's what you should believe in. Here's what the problem is." And
Yeah.
somehow or another, we've gotten to the point where we think that people don't have rights. People that are for trans rights, what rights don't they have?
Mm.
You know, I don't understand that. You know, like if we're talking like, I've had people tell me the right to cross the street without being made fun of. Fuck, I'd like that right myself. You know, like I mean, that's never happened to me. People say shit about me all the time, and they say, I mean, everything from my appearance, my tattoos, how I talk, like all that stuff. And you know what I do? I laugh. I
Mm.
don't fucking care. You know, I just don't think your generation has that capacity. Everything is so hypersensitive. A huge portion of that also comes from a lot of you motherfuckers have never been slapped in the face really fucking hard for shit you said. Like I grew up in a generation where if you wanted to say shit to somebody, you said it to their face, and there was always the option of them kicking your fucking ass
Mm.
if they could. You know, you guys don't have that because the
No.
way social media is, you can say whatever you want. And I just as you put out, I am a very divisive person, and I say whatever comes to my fucking mind. I have yet to have anybody confront me in person
Mm.
ever. And it's not like I don't get recognized fairly often. I'm a rather distinct looking human being, especially with the tattoos. You know what I mean? And I have yet to have anybody approach me and like start like saying shit to my face ever. You know, I think because people know that like I have bail money, you know, and I fucking. I mean, I'm too old and too stubborn and too fucking crazy to just not say my piece. So I'll
Mm.
say my piece back. And if I I don't think anything should get to aggressiveness, especially with the words. That's where it's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
Like, physical violence because of words. Are you fucking kidding me? I mean,
I agree
that,
completely.
that
Yeah.
that shows you're a fucking cowardly pussy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if words hurt you, it's fucking terrible. I mean, you guys have safe spaces. Like, there's no like, what's safe space?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is that? Like, I mean, I don't even know.
I
Like,
think
as I could ask you, like, what exactly is a safe space?
I have no idea, man. I don't know. I can't answer that. I don't know.
Right? I mean, it's like this demand of like nothing goes against your way. That's not life. You
Yeah.
know, I mean,
No,
it's
not at
not.
all. I think going back to what you said about media manipulation, there's this saying that people like to hear good things about bad habits. I
Mm-hmm.
think that might be like why the world is turning the way it is because people are choosing the easy options, right?
I agree. I mean, nobody wants to face the reality of their actions.
Yeah.
I was once very obese, 270, 280 pounds. And even in my mind, I had convinced myself that I was doing it just to get stronger and power lift and all that stuff. And I had convinced myself that it was okay. And that was during the time in fitness. That was about 6 years ago when fitness was all about the powerlifting, all about how heavy you could lift, right? So in my like everybody around me is trying to gain weight and get stronger, and that's the only thing that mattered. And then all of a sudden, I almost like I couldn't sleep. I was getting sleep apnea. I was having to hold my breath to tie my shoes, and my wife and I realized it's time to make a change. You know,
Mm.
it's time to get healthy because it's a societal lie I was allowing myself to believe. It was a societal lie that I was literally like convincing myself I was fine when I wasn't.
Mm.
And I think it's easy, especially in a society that protects like they protect people that make poor choices. Like people that make poor choices about their health get protected. People that make poor choices about their careers they get protected. And that's just not actual existence. At some point in time, we'll reach a tipping point. And I mean, for health, we have already reached a tipping point. We're
Yeah.
actually past it, you know, right now. But I just think that it boils down to a sickly population makes a lot of people money. And the media is not news again; it's media. So they make money off of advertising. Advertising
Mm.
they more eyes get on advertising by drama and by like terror than happy shit. You
Yeah.
know, like name the last time you saw a happy media on CNN or something happy on CNN or
Yeah.
something happy on Fox or any of them,
Mm.
MSNBC. Name sometimes where we're like, hey, in a great happy note, this person did this. You know,
Yeah.
like it just doesn't fucking happen.
No.
There's always the negative, or there's always the divisiveness. I grew up in an era where I grew up in an era where very few people were Republican, very few people were Democrats, like true Republican and true Democrat, and most people were in the middle, and then you just decided. And now it's like if you don't pick a tribe, both sides try to alienate you, and that's very dangerous because very rarely can it be just that black and white. Like right now we have the same people that for 2 years were saying even if it just saves one life, wear a mask, or if it saves one life, lock down, or if we can just save one life. These are the same people that are now telling us to go to war. You know, I don't. it's just about sides. It's not about reality anymore.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you see the world ever going back to not being soft, I guess?
Well, it's going to have to at some point in time. Like not being soft, there's going to be a certain portion of the population that tries to stay that way, and it'll probably be a generation or two, to tell you the truth. But hard times make hard people.
Hmm.
Hard people make easy times. Easy times make soft people.